welcome to our day 5 of our AI book reading challenge. If you are joining us for the first time, my name is Henry Onowole. Thanks for joining us in today's episode of AI book reading challenge. Just for context purpose, the book that we are reading is titled AI Governance, a primer, authored by Edward Aden. Then the challenge of the AI book reading challenge is to complete 4 AI books with major emphasis on AI ethics, governance, and responsible AI. Then the first on our list is this one that you see with me, which is titled AI Governance, a primer, authored by Edward Aden. Then we started since on Monday. Today is our day 5. And currently we're in page 31. Then for those who join us from the first day, I believe you are learning a lot. You are understanding you've been able to understand the concept of artificial intelligence. You'll be able to also understand the risks that comes with the adoption of artificial intelligence. You've also been able to understand the concept of governance and the major stakeholders that also comprises the establishment of AI governance. We also look at those personnel like the executive, like the CEO, like the AI project manager, the senior data scientist. Then we look at each of these personnel. We look at their roles in terms of implementing AI governance within an organization. And we also look at the concept of AI standard, the concept of AI procedures, and we also look at the concept of AI safety as well. And currently, we're looking at some steps that has to do with implementing AI procedure. Then yesterday we looked at 3 steps. The first one was developing a list of questions to guide the governance review process. And secondly, we also look at assign owners to each question. And the last step that we reviewed yesterday was document responses to each question. Then, if you are joining us for the first time, just have your seat, and you can get a copy of this book from Amazon. You can just place your order from Amazon, and I guess the shipping period is between 3 to 5 days, and you'll be able to have a copy of this book. And anytime we come live, the demand is to spend 30 minutes of your time to read about 3 to 4 pages, 3 to 4 pages content within this book. And before you know, you will immerse yourself with so much knowledge and understanding about artificial intelligence, and you will understand, the ethical approach in terms of how you should embrace AI within your own day-to-day life, and how to also help organizations adopt the use of artificial intelligence in terms of building ethical AI products, that is void of bias, void of hallucination, void of any form of AI ethical risks, maybe that has to do with data privacy, and also that has to also do with the issue of transparency and the issue of explainability. Then these are some of the things we've been able to review since we started the AI book reading challenge. We've learned a lot, and all I just need you to do is to pay attention as I read out the content of this page. Okay, let's start today. Now we're looking at step 4. Perform gap analysis of results to determine project list for gap closure. Once all the questions have been addressed, a list of gaps will develop. Any answer that could be evidence is a gap. Any question that could not be over-answered is a gap. It is worth mentioning that through the exercise, some questions may reveal themselves to be irrelevant. For instance, if an organization is relatively small and only has 3 applications that are AI, the organization may not need a commercial application to inventory the models. Treatments such as this should be agreed upon and documented by a more senior level of management with an accompanying audit trail that documents the decision. Next is step 5. Prioritize, rationalize list of projects for gap closure. Some gaps are bigger than others with varying degrees of organization cost. Prioritization is driven by organization needs but should be risk-based in nature. Gaps that have ethical and safety impact should take priority over purely administrative gaps. Gaps that are low to no risk may not be addressed by an organization. Each gap should be accompanied by the risks and costs to mitigate so that senior leadership can decide on how best to organize remediation efforts. The list and resulting project plan also provide auditable evidence of implementing the AI governance program. Step 6. Audit result of gap analysis and project closure. The audit process can begin early and run parallel up to this point, but really begins to have more reportable results at the point in the process. The answer gaps and the suggested remediation should be reviewed by a team independent of the individual responsible for implementing the AI governance via this process. This is generally an internal audit team for most organizations, but other specialty group or external consultant can be used to do the validation and report to senior management. Report findings and progress to senior leadership. Audit result and potential severity of any findings are reported to senior management by project managers, auditors, and process owners. It is best practice to have a project owner set to the coordination and reporting of the overall effects, while an audit function opines to the effectiveness of the effort. Example items to report include percent complete of assessment, number of gaps found, percent complete of gap closure, estimated budget impact for closure, and potential issues grouped by severity. Step 8. Perform ongoing monitoring of the environment. Status report for remediation are given to senior managers on a regular basis, depending on the size of the project or risks. This could be monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. Additionally, the owners assigned to these items should also be revisited on a periodic basis. As the organization and process change, so does responsibility and risks. A periodic confirmation that an owner continue to oversee a particular subject matter is prudent. The execution of these steps should be managed by a project manager than oversee the coordinated effort. Larger organizations especially need these, as some questions may be relevant to simple individuals in different geographies, department, etc. Someone will need to coordinate and sympathize responses so that they are mostly uniform. Redundancy and assignment gaps benefit from project management oversight as well. AI is generally considered a technology function So a project manager could be drawn from the function, but since governance is more than just technology risks, legal or other competence focus group could also host the AI governance implementation projects. A temporary group could also be established to drive the effort and report to senior management directly on the progress of the project. The primer will leverage the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. NIST is National Institute of Standard and Technology. NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology. The NIST is, will I say, an independent body or an independent agency that is responsible for the safety use of innovative technology. Then NIST have developed a lot of framework to help organizations utilize technology in a safety manner to ensure the safety of the society, to ensure that the adoption of the technology do not cause harm to the human society or cause harm to individuals, probably the users or the employee of an organization. And they have also developed framework that help organizations to deploy technology that complies with both federal and state laws or regulations. And they have actually developed different framework to help mitigate against technology risks as well as security. And they also developed a framework that also help organizations to help successful deployment of this technology, the successful pre-assessment of those technology, as well as guidelines to help monitor the performance of the technology, as well as they also develop a template for creating robust reports that helps organizations to incorporate continuous improvement or to develop mitigating mitigation actions that help to prevent unexpected risks that may develop as a result of the use of technology adoption. Then NIST is National Institute of Standard and Technology. You can do a little bit research about that. Okay, and we'll move to page 33, and we're looking at NIST. The NIST AI Risk Management Framework. At the direction of Congress, the National Institute of Standard and Technology was commissioned to develop a standard for artificial intelligence. The mission, as described by Congress in Title L3, Department of Commercial Artificial Intelligence Activities, is as follows. Advanced collaborative framework, standard guidelines, and associated method and techniques for artificial intelligence. Support the development of a risk mitigation framework for deploying artificial intelligence systems. It supports the development of technical standards and guidelines that promote trustworthy artificial intelligence systems. Fourth, support the development of technical standards and guidelines by which to test for bias in artificial intelligence training data and application. In response, NIST developed the AI Risk Management Framework, RMF 1.0. The document described the importance of AI risks management defined in an AI lifecycle and provide a framework that can be used to implement or assess an AI environment. The framework consists of 4 functions that are each supported by several categories and subcategories. These subcategories address many of the needs, the good governance as they apply to the themes described in the last section. And we'll move to page 34. Okay. And now, in page 34, actually captures the subcategories that was mentioned in the NIST NIST AI RMF 1.0, and I'm going to write that on the board. We have about how many columns? I think it should be 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Should be something like this. Okay. And we'll have something like this. And the first one is going to be function. And the next one is going to be objective. Objective. Okay. And the next one is going to be subcategories. Subcategories. Okay. And we have govern, map, and measure. Govern, map, measure, and manage. Govern, map, and we have measure, and we have manage. We have manage, and let me clean the board. The guideline is called NIST AI RMF 1.0. Then you can Google that. They have a PDF version of this framework or guideline. Then for govern, the objective is to define the management processes that should be implemented throughout the AI lifecycle map. Define how AI should be mapped to stakeholders, risks, and capabilities. Measure. Define how quantitative and qualitative measurement should be in place to assess AI implementation. Manage. Define how to address the assignment of resources to risks in the map and measure activities as described by policies and procedure and established in the govern function. Then there is a value for the subcategory. For govern, the subcategory is 19. For map, the subcategory is 18. And for measure, the subcategory is 22. And for manage, the subcategory is 13. Okay, let's continue. NIST also provide a playbook to accompany the AI RMF. The playbook provides guidance for each of the subcategories as well as suggested documentation, objectives, and activities for each of the subcategories. The toolset provided by NIST provide a good starter kit for developing governance that addresses AI. The guidance is quite detailed, freely available, and come with online material that can be integrated into policies, procedures, and audit plan. Subsequent section of this primer will describe how to take a subcategory from the NIST playbook and perform the integration. Organization applying the NIST framework as described in a thoughtful manner found in this prime will find that they will be well positioned to address the risks and complexity of AI as they become more ubiquitous. Let me explain what that means. You can actually Google this yourself to know the meaning of ubiquitous. This actually means when something is readily available in different locations at the same time. I hope that is the meaning. Yeah. But you can Google that yourself. Okay. There is a link to the playbook or the NIST framework. The author of the book actually included the link, but I said you can Google that yourself. All you need to Google search is NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology, AI RMF 1.0. Google that. It has a playbook and it has a guideline. The link is in the center of the page, is to be framework document, and this document NIST AI 1001 is relatively short at 48 pages. It provides an overview of foundational knowledge around framing risks, the life cycle of AI, and the categories and subcategories of the framework. The entire document is worth downloading and reading. Section 5 AI RMF core contains the framework's categories that are leveraged by this primer to implement AI governance. The menu on the left-hand side of the paper provides several links. The NIST AI RMF playbook link will send you to a landing page for the playbook. Yeah, I guess page 36, page 37 was just a screenshot of how to arrive at the landing page of the NIST AI RMF guideline or playbook. Yeah, there's nothing much to read over there. And he even put the steps of how to get to the landing page, what you need to click on. Yeah, that is amazing. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go through page 39 where it's captured. Okay, let's start from page 38. Clicking into the roles review the suggested actions and documentation to address the principle of the selected subcategories. These are only suggestions and should not be treated as an exhaustive checklist applicable for every organization. This framework is not compulsory, nor does it satisfy any pre-existing legal requirements. The suggestion can, however, form the basis of an organization framework for AI, where none may have existed before, and help managers, auditors, and developers address risks associated with AI. The advantage of using the NIST AI RMF and other framework is that it forces a deliberate thought process around AI governance that is cross-functional in nature. The NIST framework is a particularly robust, a publicly available standard sponsored by a government agency at the time of this writing. Furthermore, as regulatory agencies begin to form laws and rules, they will look to standards such as the NIST AI RMF to inform regulation. AI-enabled entities could benefit by trying to meet future regulations by proactively implementing relevant practices found in this standard sooner rather than later. If the NIST AI RMF is the framework your organization chooses, it is worth knowing beyond the primer and reading the entire framework. Even if NIST is not the framework your organization will use to craft AI governance, it is worth the read. It is free, comprehensive, and will likely be an input into future US-based regulation around AI. The categories are reproduced here for a quick reference. First, we are looking at govern. Description: policy, processes, procedures, and practices across the organization related to the mapping, measuring, and managing of AI risks are in place, transparent, and implemented effectively. Legal and regulatory requirements involving AI are understood, managed, and documented. The characteristics of trustworthy AI are integrated into organizational policies, processes, and procedures. Processes and procedures are in place to determine the needed level of risk management activities based on the organization's risk tolerance. The risk management process and its outcome are established through transparent policies, procedures, and other controls based on organization risk priorities. Ongoing monitoring and periodic review of the risk management. Okay, it's kind of number. We have 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and I guess I'm currently 1.5. The 1.5, and we are looking at govern. And let me see where it ended. Wow. It ended at 3.2. From 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, I guess 1.8, I guess 1.9. I have to check to be sure. Okay, 1.7 down to 3.2. 3.2. I'm going to read it out. Is actually organized or arranged in a sequential manner or pattern or sequential order. Okay, let's continue from 1.5. Ongoing monitoring and periodic review of the risk management process and its outcome are planned. Organizational roles and responsibilities are clearly defined, including determining the frequency of periodic review. Mechanisms are in place to inventory AI systems are resourced according to organization risk priorities. Processes and procedures are in place for decommissioning and phasing out of AI systems safely and in a manner that does not increase risks or decrease the organization trustworthiness. 2. Accountability structure are in place so that the appropriate team and individuals are empowered, responsible, and trained for mapping, measuring, and managing AI risks. Role and responsibilities and lines of communication related to mapping, measuring, and managing AI risks are documented and are clear to individuals and teams throughout the organization. The organization personnel and partners receive AI risk management training to enable them to perform their duties and responsible consistent with related policies, procedures, and agreement. Executive leadership of the organization takes responsibility for decision about risks associated with AI system development and deployment. Workforce diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility processes are prioritized in the mapping, measuring, and managing of AI risks throughout the life cycle. Decision making related to mapping, measuring, and managing AI risks throughout the life cycle is informed by a diverse team, e.g., diversity of demographics, discipline, experience, expertise, and background. 3.2. Policies and procedures are in place to define and differentiate roles and responsibility for human AI configuration and oversight of AI systems. 4. We have organization teams are committed to a culture and consider and communicate AI risks. 4.1. Organizational policies and practices are in place to foster a critical thinking and safety-first mindset in the design, development, deployment, and uses of AI systems to minimize negative impacts. Organization teams document the risks and potential impact of the AI technology they design, develop, deploy, and evaluate and use and communicate about the impact more broadly. Organizational practices are in place to enable AI testing, identification of incidents, and information sharing. 5. Processes are in place for the robust engagement with relevant AI actors, Organizational policies and practices are in place to collect, consider, prioritize, integrate feedback from those external to the team that develop or deploy the AI system regarding the potential individual and societal impact related to AI risks. Mechanisms are established to enable AI actors to regularly incorporate adjudicated feedback from relevant AI actors into system design and implementation. Policies and procedures are in place. I'm in page 41. If you are just joining us, I really like today's reading, very interesting. If you are just joining us, my name is Eri Onowole, your AI enthusiast, your AI experts, your AI ethical experts, your responsible AI expert, or your AI ethical impact assessment assessor. I love everything about AI. I love everything about innovation. And that is why I found it worthy to engage myself in a 30-minute daily AI book reading, because I want to be so immersed with the knowledge of artificial intelligence so that I will be able to visualize how AI can be contained before it gets to the level where handling what AI can do in form of damage, to the human society. Then we need to develop the knowledge. We need to understand how the technology works. We need to put in guardrails in place so that AI that we see as a blessing do not become a regretful action. And that is the reason in our first edition of AI Book Reading Challenge, we decided to focus on AI ethics, AI governance, and responsible AI. And the first book that we'll pick is titled AI Governance, a Primer, authored by Edward Aden. And I say you can get a copy of this book from Amazon. All you need to do, go to Amazon and type in the name of the author, type in the title of the book, and in the next 3-5 days, it should be shipped at your at the front door. You should be able to pick it, and so that you can join us in our next episode and you can read along with me. Okay, I'm going to continue. I guess today we might end today reading in page 42. Okay, we're in page 41 now. Policies and procedures are in place to address AI risks and benefit arising from third-party software and data and rather supply chain issues. Policies and procedures are in place that address AI risks associated with third-party entities and including risks of management of a third-party intellectual property or other rights. Contingency processes are in place to handle failure or incident in third-party data or AI system deemed to be high risks. Hope I didn't jump. I want to be sure. No, we read page, just to be sure. Hope I didn't go further. Rules and responsibilities and lines. Okay. Yep, I'm right. Okay, description, map. 1. Content is established and understood. Intended purpose, potentially beneficial uses, context-specific laws, norms and expectations, and prospective setting in which the AI system will be deployed are understood and documented. Consideration includes specific set or types of users along with their expectation, potential positive and negative impact of system use to individuals, communities, organizations, society, and the planet. Assumption and related limitation about AI system purposes, use and risks across the development or product AI life cycle. Then there's an abbreviation TEVV. I don't know what that means. You can Google it. TEVV. And system metrics. Interdisciplinary AI action competency skills and capacity for establishing context reflects demographic. Diversity and broad domain and user experience expertise, and their participation is documented. Opportunities for interdisciplinary collaboration are prioritized. The organization mission and relevant goals for the AI technology are understood and documented. The business value or context for business use has been clearly defined, or in the case of assessing existing AI system, re-evaluated. Organizational risks tolerances are determined and documented. System requirement, e.g., the system shall respect the privacy of its users, are elicited from and understood by relevant AI actors. Design decisions take socio-technical implications into account to address AI risks. Categorization of the AI system is performed. Page 42. The specific risks and method used to implement the tasks that the AI system will support is defined, e.g. classifier, generative model, recommendation, information about the AI system knowledge limit, and how system outputs may be utilized and overseen by human is documented. Documentation provides sufficient information to assist relevant AI actors when making informed decisions and taking subsequent action. Scientific integrity and TEVV considerations are identified and documented, including those related to experimental design, data collection and selection. They in bracket, e.g. availability, representativeness, suitability, close bracket, system trustworthiness, and construct validation. AI capabilities, targeted usage, goals, and expected benefit, and cost compared with appropriate benchmarks are understood. Potential benefit of intended AI system, functionality and performance are examined and documented. Potential costs, including non-monetary costs, which result from unexpected or realized AI errors or system functionality and trustworthiness, as connected to organizational risks tolerance, are examined and documented. Targeted application scope is specified and documented. Based on the system capability, established context, and AI system categorization, process for operator and practitioner proficiency with AI system performance and trustworthiness, and relevant technical standard and certification are defined, assessed, and documented. Processes for human oversight are defined, assessed, and documented in accordance with organizational policies from governed function. Risks and benefits are mapped for all components of the AI system, including third-party software and data. Approaches for mapping AI technology and legal risks of its components, including the use of third-party data or software, are in place, followed and documented as are risks of infringement of third parties' intellectual property or other rights. Internal risk control for components of the AI system, including third-party AI technology, are identified and documented. This brings us to the end of today's reading of AI Book Reading Challenge. And today we are stopping at page 42. Yeah, we went through, today's reading was mostly focused on the framework or the guideline that is developed by a government agency called National Institute of Standard and Technology. In response to the development of artificial intelligence, that this agency have been able to develop guidelines and framework that will help individual and organizations to safely deploy artificial intelligence from the point of purchasing or making decision on what technology to acquire, what AI technology to deploy. Then they have stated some guidelines that need to be followed or adhered to ensure that the AI technology is used in an ethical and fairly manner. In an ethically or fairly manner. Yeah, that brings us to the end of today's reading episode. Today's end at page 42. Then tomorrow we're going to continue from page 43. If you learned something from today's AI book reading challenge, I want you to drop your comments. I want you to share your thoughts, share your insight. What have you learned in these 5 days of AI book reading challenge? I want to know what motivation have you gained from joining this live, spending 30 minutes of your time to listen to this AI book reading challenge. Then share your thoughts and please share this video clips, share it on all your social media platforms, share it on Facebook, share it everywhere, share it on your professional platforms like LinkedIn, share it on your WhatsApp group, share it everywhere, share it in your group, any social media group where you're a part of. Please share it so that we can have more people join us in this live. And this AI book reading challenge is not restricted. Maybe probably where you're currently located. We want people from all over the world to have an understanding of how AI technology could be a potential risk in its adoption. And you can see that the development of artificial intelligence is growing at a very faster pace. There was an event that recently concluded today, which is called CES. There was a lot of emerging technology that were demoed during the event, and that brings, the fear of how AI technology will take over the human universe. Then it is advisable that we equip ourselves with the knowledge on how to apply safety precaution in the use of this innovative technology. And that is why the focus of our AI book reading challenge has been on AI governance, AI ethics, and responsible AI. Thanks for joining today's edition of AI book reading challenge. I remain your favorite host, Henry Onowale. You can follow me on LinkedIn. You can follow me on all other social media platforms. Talk to you soon and talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.